Aldair is back and he's ready to get our men back in shape. So Aldair, you know, they can put on the outfit, but is that the first step they need to do to get back in shape? What else needs to happen?
They want to get out in public? Probably. Next step is obviously getting to the gym, and once all the paperwork is settled and they're actually getting into a routine. Let's start off with point zero, that all those measurements, getting your body fat percentage, your weight, your circumference measurements. Everybody's always scared of this guy right here.
What does that thing do?
It helps pinch. When trained with it and have enough experience, you can actually gauge body fat percentage very well, and it's just as accurate, or at least I should say.
What do you do that with?
All right, there's a lot of sites you can do: bicep, tricep, chest, belly for most guys, women as well, thighs, calves. There's a lot of sites that you can do depending on the formula, but it gives you an accurate reading of how much body fat percentage you have. Now that number is a little bit better than just your BMI, because that just takes into account your height and your weight. If you're a bodybuilder, you're huge. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're obese or you're fat. Body fat percentage is a better indicator, along with, of course.
Oh no, not that dreaded scale, yes. Huh? I mean, do you really have to get on this thing? Because it never has a good number,
Again,
right?
One of the things that I always tell my clients is it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you go. It's your progression. Just like with any exercise, you start doing maybe squats with 80 pounds. All right, fine. Where you ended up? Well, you ended up at 200 pounds. Well, then there you go. You're still doing squats, but doing them at 200 pounds now. Again, it's a process. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to be, you know, that scale is going to define you. That scale is just a number. It tells you from where you started and where you end up. And that's up to everything in between is up to you.
It doesn't tell you if you're a good person or if you're treating your family right or all that stuff, right?
It doesn't judge you.
So we shouldn't be scared of it.
Don't be scared.
I'm a little scared of that thing.
It's tough. But for most guys, it will be a gut check, because not all of us have access to it until we go to a doctor, and that's when they tell us, oh, you might need to start working out a little bit more, lose some weight. You know, it helps control diabetes, a lot of other issues as well, and that's when they start to see it.
Should you be on that every single day?
No. There's a caveat. If you understand that your body weight will fluctuate from day to day, by all means go for it, but have that understanding, because you drink water, you eat, that however much you eat is going to show up on that scale. Once a week is fine. Once every 2 weeks, not a bad idea. I try to do it once a week with my clients so that we can see every week if we need to adjust something, if they're eating something right, if they're eating something wrong, what do they do, if they had too much, did they party too much for a guy, too many beers, too many tacos, too much pizza.
There, huh?
Exactly, it'll show up on that scale, so and that scale doesn't judge, and I don't judge. I just make adjustments.
You just put it down, huh?
Exactly.
Okay, so now if they're doing this at home, they're on this scale at home, do they have to wear clothes? Should they be naked? What's the best way to do it?
Up to them, honestly. Just make sure you do it at the same time every day, and under the same conditions. If you do it naked every damn time, right before you get into.
Do you have them naked, or you're like, no, you go ahead and keep the clothes on?
Keep the clothes on. Boxers on works just as fine. Kick off the shoes, but under the same conditions every time, and it will ensure that the measurements are accurate. You're always wrong by the same amount of time.
Let's go to this. Is this for height? What are you measuring with this?
That's
dress size.
More than anything, a guy who wants to get big. Well, let's measure how big you want to get. Let's see how big that chest is. Let's see how big those guns are getting. You know, we always make we always track progress. You want a slimmer waist? All right, let's track where your waist is and see if you really are getting slimmer. I mean, you can always do the mirror test. What I do as well. I just get naked in front of a mirror, and you like what you see. Okay.
You should always like what you see.
Exactly.
But I like what you're saying, that it's all about the progress. So thank you so much, Aldair, and you can track your progress. Come back to everywaywoman.com. We'll have more for you in a bit.